Okay. GM guys, excuse me. Sound check. 1 2 1 2. Okay. All right. Okay, guys. So today we are going to be having a public SPR, which is Student Progress Review. So I told the guys who are available for today's live stream, who are my students, to come join us on this live, and they'll be asking questions that they normally ask me privately on my Discord on the Student Progress Review channel, and they will be asking them here if they are available to join us. Okay, so and then we are going to be doing a weekly forecast. We're going to also study the calendar together. The calendar. And then I'm going to also share it on Discord. I want to share the screenshot of the calendar on Discord. We can also review Thursday and Friday. Can review the 1 million dollar model, okay? This should take us less than an hour, guys. And then it should be done. Because I also want to backtest 2024. I want to backtest FOMC week of June 2024 before I go to bed. But that I'll do that privately. Maybe I might share my results on Discord because we're also having an FOMC week this week. So this is gonna be a test day. Okay, but this is going to be done privately, so today I'm showing you what I normally do privately, and I'm telling you what I normally do privately before I trade. I can pick any year of the same week. So without wasting any more time, guys, okay, before I go on with the stream. Let me check the sound. The sound. Okay, let's see. The stream. Let me check the sound. Okay, so you just leave your. I see you, bro. The sound. Let's go. Okay, sound check is solid. Perfect. Okay, guys. Okay, guys. Beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to be back testing. I'm going to do this later. Let's open Xcali Draw, and then we discuss this week's. And this is what I normally do, guys. So just take a screenshot of the calendar like this. From Monday to Friday, we have a bank holiday, and we also have FOMC on Wednesday. Okay, beautiful. And then let's do this. All right, there you go. I want to take this screenshot and put it here. It's fine. Put it like this. This is good. Bam. Okay. Why do I have this? I was doing the thumbnail. Why do I have this as my last screenshot? I want this one here as my last screenshot. Yeah, there you go. So this is the week ahead. We have no news on Monday. We don't have any news on Tuesday. So here we trade pre-market. And do we rely mostly on macros? Okay, this is not a question mark. This is a yeah. So pre-market is from 7 o'clock all the way to 9:30. So I'm just gonna copy this, paste it here. Same situation. We do not have a red folder news event, so we stick to macros and pre-market. And then on Wednesday we have FOMC statement. Okay, let's do this. FOMC statement, which is a red folder news event. So even on this day, you trade early, you trade the pre-market and with caution. So I'm going to put an orange dot and orange writing as well. So you can trade the pre-market because pre-market, I like to trade Bitcoin and the PM session after. Obviously, this is post FOMC, and FOMC we know that is a two-stage delivery. So the market will deliver the first stage, which is in most cases is manipulation, and then later distribute the move of the night or the move of the day. So it's night here. Here it's 2 p.m. Here it's like 8 p.m. South African time. So that's why I'm saying night. But let's put everything in New York time. No. Let's put a red line here. And then on, okay, so it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Here I would trade pre-market and or macros exactly how I put it here. But I might just skip the whole day. I'll see. I might skip the whole day. Or if I will trade it, I'm most likely going to be trading Bitcoin on the day. and I'll be trading it during these times. Right there, Control Z. Okay, so this is how I study the calendar. Okay, so here you can just put a comma like this. Pre-market macros and or PM session. Post FOMC. I'm going to put everything here like that. Yeah, I think this is good. Then I can stretch it out. Have it stand out like that. There we go. Okay. And then on Thursday, unemployment red. We don't have a red folder, so copy. And on Thursday, on this Thursday, we also might trade the silver bullet because of the holiday that we have on Friday. So the market could be delayed to, and for silver bullet. Because we have a bank holiday on Friday, we are most likely gonna, if especially if the AM session is sloppy, the silver bullet will be tradable on this day. Just do this. Put a dot here. And I think this is it. No trading day for me. No trading for me on Friday. I'll be out and about. We're just chilling, reviewing, and yeah, there you go. On Friday, there's no trading, so I'll be off on Friday. So I only have 1, 2, 3, 4 days to work, or even maybe I'm gonna work 3 days this week. And on those days, I'm gonna be collecting only W's. Capital. Okay, and we can put like a greenish. We can put it somewhere here. Put some watermark-ish. Watermark-ish. Okay. And then let's paste it on. I'll send this on Discord, okay? So this is how we're going to be trading this week. And yeah, now let's look at the market and then yeah, so guys, I am not using all my computers at the moment. I mean my screens at the moment. I normally use my phone because I like to minimize, so that we can stream without any lag. I like to just use 2 screens, and the one with the OBS and then this one where I'm projecting from, so I can have a smooth stream. All right, let's see. I want to check your comments real quick. And the one with the OBS. Okay, I see your comment. Is the audio still good? Is the audio still good, guys? What do you think about 4,000 being the floor for use for gold? Okay, I'll get into that in a minute, in a second actually, in a second. Okay. I think everything starts here, guys. I think everything starts here with the DXY, with the dollar index. Are we bullish or are we bearish on the dollar? Oh, okay, sorry. So let's look at the monthly chart for a second, right? Here we have a monthly chart, right? So if you look at the monthly chart, we are still inside this range, right? Doesn't keep connecting here. This is the bigger range that we are at, this kind of this range, but most importantly, inside of this most recent range. Okay, sorry, now I have my phone back. I was updating the software just now, so I'll be able to just write your comments on my phone. That's what I normally do. Okay. I see there's 5 people watching right now, which is good. I don't think the guys are available. I think there's World Cup playing, so maybe most of you guys are watching the World Cup. Page to know we are working, guys. Okay, I'm just opening my YouTube so I can cancel this stream on the other screen so I can just focus on the chat. 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. Almost done. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. All right. Okay, perfect. There we go. Perfect. Audio is good for you. All right, perfect, bro. Okay, let me cancel this because sometimes if I have YouTube, if I'm streaming, watching my own stream, so I can read the comments on YouTube. Sometimes you get this reverb. How do you call it? The audio just is like a reverb. So I don't want that. When I listen to my stream sometimes and I realize it's because I was watching my own stream on the other screen. So the audio is just terrible, so I don't want that. So that's why I prefer to just open on my phone. That's another thing. So yeah, there we go. So we are a premium of this range. What are we doing a premium? We just recently took out that Wednesday, 1st April. This is not actually, this is a monthly. This is April 2026 high, and we took it on Friday. Okay, so we're now going to go back to the daily chart and see how that looks like. This is the high on April, the monthly. This is the April 2026 monthly high, right? So we recently took this monthly high out. When was it? On Friday, right? On Friday, we took out that monthly high. Now, if on Friday, if going to sorry, this was on Friday, right? Actually on Wednesday. Wait, this is a daily chart. Why is everything so late? Okay, there you go. This was on Thursday. This is on Friday. We took it on Thursday. We made the high, that weekly high on Thursday. We went back inside the range here, and we look at the bodies here, respecting the consequent encroachment on the daily, which is in my case, we are still bullish. We are still maintaining a bullish bias. When am I going to turn bearish? If we leave this fair value gap and close it, I mean below it, then I'm going to start looking inside this whole range here. And I can even do like a 20-day look back on it. And then I'm going to start looking at the sell side here, and maybe to completely fill this piece. We also have some unfold this for volume imbalance here. Just we can still revisit those levels you know, while there's war going on, you know, and they can just keep it inside this range here on the daily. Okay, if we do a 20-day look back, or if we do like a 20-day, um, let's do like a 20-day look back from this high, because that's where we made that high. We can even start from Friday, it's fine. Do a 20-day look back. I'm gonna do 20 bars. So okay, if you look at this range, this is the low and those are the highs. So this is the swing low in that range, and that's the swing high in that range. So for now, I'll just focus on obviously the order block here. We can still use that order block at discount. This is also a proportion block because it sits on top of this order block. We can still revisit that, hit it, and then go higher. I'm still bullish, and I actually like the idea of price pushing and closing above this guy as we have done. So this to me is a bullish signal, even though we're already at premium. But the fact that we've now closed above this guy, the only thing would be studying this range, 20-day look back, getting the discount and premium. And obviously this is the discount part of that 20-day range. And then the premium will be, I'm still looking at this high as a potential draw. And that, sorry, this is the swing high. So this is still discount. Everything's still, I still maintain the same thing. Let's zoom in on this so you can see. The fact that we went above this BC and closed above it right there, to me, that is bullishness. And the fact that we're respecting this consequent encroachment of this fair value gap here, that is bullishness to me. So I am bullish because of those two reasons, maintaining a bullish bias. When am I going to turn bearish? Once we leave this inversion, then I can start studying and looking at the discount arrays here as a means of draw on liquidity. Then I'll have to watch how Monday trades and how we close on Monday. Then I'll take it from there. But I still like this buy side. Yeah. And I'm going to show you on the monthly why I say I like it. Why I'm saying I like this buy side on the monthly. This is the same buy side liquidity here on the monthly. It's the same buy side liquidity. So if you remove this, you see it's the same line. So I'm now going to zoom in on the monthly so I can show you what I noticed here. We took this sell side liquidity down here. We took this sell side liquidity down here, failed to close below the low here in terms of the body. And then we rallied, went above the opening price of this last down close candle. It was actually the first in this series of down close candles. We closed above the opening price of this candle right there, causing a change in the state of delivery. So this high remains my short-term draw. And we can also include this at premium, the premium CB here, as a means of withdrawal. And maybe the breaker also here, we can also have that as a means of draw on liquidity. So that's what I have above this buy side liquidity. And so I like the fact that we are still maintaining or respecting the bullish PDRAs on the daily chart. Okay, so with that, we can now go to gold and discuss that, sentiment and your viewpoint. You said, would you consider going long by the dip and hold? Well, are you talking about crypto? Are you talking about Bitcoin? Obviously, you are talking about crypto. Or maybe you're talking about gold. I don't know. So if you can just specify that, then we can have a chat about it. Okay, so you're asking me if I think 4,000 is the bottom for gold, right? Let's go to gold for a second. Why am I on? Okay, this is gold on the daily. We can just zoom in on it. And then let's open the monthly, the weekly, and then see. Okay, how far? Excuse me. So if you look at this gold, we are inside this swing high, and we've now recently traded below that swing low there on this day. So if you were to study this whole range here, this is the swing low we have. We don't have any other swing low here going all the way up. This is the only swing low we have on the monthly chart. That's a very long. So I just go to the weekly so I can, just zoom in on it. Then on a weekly, we do have a swing low here. We have a swing low there. We also have a swing low right here. Boom, I like this one because now this tightens up my range. So I'm looking and studying at this, and we are at discount, right? So at discount, what have we done? We took out this sell side. And you're asking me if we have bottomed out because after taking out this sell side liquidity here. So this is what I would do. Let's just look at the GC one, which is gold futures, right? Come on now. Let's remove the woman. I don't know if it's my signal or what. I want the futures market because that's the real market, right? I want to check how. Okay, there you go. Boom. Okay. These brokers, I mean, yeah, these brokers, sometimes they don't give you the real. Look at this week here. This week did a wonderful job, and this was beautiful. The rejection from this, the body staying inside, and then eventually leaving it, coming back up to it, and boom, then eventually taking out this. This was very, very good. Okay, so looking at, I just want to check how we closed on the taking out. Okay, so we have that rejection, good. But on futures, I mean, we also have these relatively equal lows here, which I like. I really do like these relatively equal lows here. So with a bullish dollar, I would be looking down here at 40.36.4 with dollar in with gold, sorry, not dollar index, gold. After taking out this low, I think that these lows are too clean. These lows, to me, they are very too clean. So I think they are next, but I am not a swing trader. I am not, yeah, I do not swing trade, but if I were to have like a weekly bias, well, yeah, this is it. And I also like the fact that we have this week CE and we have closed below it. Let's get the quadrants, sorry. So after closing below this guy here, I think this is going to be used as a premium once you trade up to it to then go lower, to continue going lower here. So I'm still bearish on gold. Nothing to me is bullish. So I wouldn't say this was the floor. This is the floor yet. I don't think we've bottomed out on gold. I think there's still room to to explore lower prices. I also like this on weekly. Let me show you something I noticed also just below these relatively equal lows I pointed out. We also have this guy here, which is not completely filled. This so this was filled partially, so when price was going higher here. I think this unfilled portion of it remains a draw below this relatively equal lows. So when it comes to gold, I think this is where we might, be going. Okay, because I don't see, not unless we push and close above the opening price of this candle, then I'll start looking for these highs here, that high going all the way up in the quadrants of this week. But for now, I'm still going to remain bearish. And on daily, let's look at daily. Why did I switch to go and look at the futures market? Sorry guys. I like it like that. So why did I switch and go to the futures market? This is a real market, okay? These brokers sometimes they hide the fair value gaps and they give you something that's not real. So that's why I am using this to check the proper levels, because I'm trying to have a draw. Okay, so guys, if let's say I'm going to teach you what a measuring gap is. Let's say we are right about, so you see this fair value gap here with the volume imbalance. I actually like this because it confluences with the week, that week see consequent encroachment on the weekly. I think we might see it, gold make the high of the week inside here by just touching that week, and then it continue to drop to the sell side, to sell side liquidity down here. Actually, let me add this GC1 on my watch list. There you go. Now, if let's say this was the draw and we were right, and we have this swing high, and we are implying that it's going to go to this level. So this is our implied dealing range, swing high to this low here. Where do you see your midpoint or equilibrium of that implied dealing range? Now let's use these bigger lines, right? So this is the midpoint. Now, a measuring gap is the fair value gap that remains unfilled at equilibrium of that implied dealing range. So we might be having a measuring gap here. If this remains open, and because we have this CB here, which should also push price lower, because we just crossed the equilibrium of this, which we have priced, that means we have priced in that premium of this implied dealing range. If 4 hour gives a shift in market structure, or a short-term shift in market structure, I think that will remain open on a daily, and that will be a measuring gap, and then we're going to start seeing price dropping, and these pieces will be used as inversion, going lower and lower and lower, and I think we might see a 3.8, 3.915 ish gold. Okay, so that is my take on gold, and I am not having a religious bias, guys. If it opens with a gap and it closes on Monday above this, then I might switch because I can also see this accumulation or this consolidation. I might start looking at the highs here and maybe start looking at this as a buy side of the curve. You know, I might see that. I might, if especially as I told you, if we close bullish above the opening price. I don't know if it was a weekly candle or a daily candle. On weekly, if we close above this, then I'll just forget about these targets and start looking for higher prices. But I do not need that for me to get a trade, right? I trade my model and I don't require, doesn't require a daily bias, it doesn't require a weekly bias. I just need to understand who's making money during the time when I sit down to trade, and I need to align everything with the calendar. So I'm good with that. Okay, let's go to Bitcoin before without wasting any more time. Um, okay, this is how things look like. This is how it looks on what's happening here. And no real-time data and what okay, we need to change this to we need to get a different broker because this one is kind of down. I don't like there's too many gaps on this chart. It's fine, but let's use it for just for okay, I have actually looked at this chart in few days, recent days, and I like it. Actually, like it. So let's see. I don't like the gaps, but I like what I pointed out here. Okay, let's look at the weekly, the monthly, and the daily. Let's start with the monthly on Bitcoin. So okay, the monthly looks good. We have 16 days, 16 days and 3 hours for us to close the monthly candle, and I am telling you this now. If the monthly closes below the opening price of this candle, the following month is going to be also bearish, most likely going to be bearish also. Okay, we had this volume imbalance here on the monthly, which was respected and acted as a resistance, and it's now going to push lower. And if it does push lower, I think my target would be the rejection block here. I like the rejection block. I think that would be the draw. Take out this bulk, the bulk of volume here. Bump that, maybe you can make a low there, or if it wants to go even lower, then I'll have these levels, the wick here, the CE, which is a consequent encroachment of that, then the low, and I think maybe that's where maybe we'll hit the bottom, maybe the opening of this candle. That's your bullish breaker right there. Maybe we might see start a bull market once again. I don't know. So I am not really interested in that long-term view, but if you want me to, we can have a stream just for those kind of forecasts. Where do you think the bear market is gonna be? Then I can go in depth. Okay, I can go deeper inside there. So what I've noticed and what I've the past couple of days, I like a fair value gap that was respected before. When if you want to see and understand what an inversion is, right? These are the real these fair value gaps here. These are the ones that are the real true inversions. So this is like a support turning into resistance. Look at how the body is respected the upper half of this imbalance, pushed it higher, never looked back, and it made the all-time high 120,000, 126,000. And look at how after we did that with the huge drop, it was completely filled to the tick. If you can get the high of this candle, sorry, so this is where you just look at the numbers up here. The high of this candle comes in at 60,033.2, and then let's look at the low of this candle, 59,935.8. Okay, so it's not the same, but if you are looking at it, just eyeballing it, it looks like it is the same number. Okay, if you to just get, let's get the open of, I mean the close. The close is at 59.94.941. So the close is the C, right? The close of this candle is at 59.941.5. The low of this candle is 59.935.8. Okay, it's close. But it's not the same, but it's close. Okay. So that is not buying and selling pressure, by the way. Sometimes you'd see that these numbers are the same. Okay, in this case, that might not be the case, but I'll be showing you when they just match, and it's not a coincidence. It's not random. Okay, it's not random at all. So once you get a close below, we haven't really got a close below this guy. So we are still maintaining that this area is an area of support, if you like, but I'm looking at this as a reclaimed BC. So this reclaimed piece is still holding price. Look at the bodies there. They are staying at the upper quadrant, respecting the consequent encroachment of that, especially after taking out that low right there. So for now, I wouldn't say nothing to me is nothing is bullish. Yeah, nothing is bullish here with Bitcoin. Nothing is bullish. Not like there's nothing. Okay, as far as switching from being bearish to bullish, no, nothing, not yet. But I am seeing that there's a there's a reclaimed BC, which is currently holding price and is doing a wonderful job. Even on the daily, you can see that the bodies are respecting what the consequent encroachment, and they are not closing at the lower below the CE. So once you get a daily close below this, then I might look at the lower quadrants of this week, and that I think this is a rejection block, and then this level also will be next, and so on and so forth on all these levels here. Okay, but for now, I'm just gonna hold a neutral bias. I wouldn't say I'm bearish, I wouldn't say I'm bullish. So obviously, again, I repeat, that does not mean that I will not have a trade tomorrow, because I'm having sort of a neutral bias. That does not mean I wouldn't trade tomorrow, because I don't need the bias to trade. Okay, so but looking at the 4 hour, okay, let's not go to the 4 hour, because we are not preparing to trade the next session. Let's just leave it there. Anything can happen, and we don't care. Okay, so let's just leave it there for now, as far as Bitcoin goes. So that's it, guys. I think that's gold, that's Dixie, and that's Bitcoin for you guys. And then maybe we can just look at Friday's Bitcoin on Friday. Let's go back to the chart, the one that I normally use to analyze, and then also check. Now I'm going to be showing you my model on Friday, how it performed, where was the setup, if there was a setup, you know, where was the entry, if there was an entry, and then I'll just, be talking about that. So let's go to the 15 minute, and then I want to show you something on the 15 minute. There we go. All right, so let's go to 1 minute here, and then we'll go to Friday, which is, let's go to Friday. Excuse me, Friday was, and then we went to get the thing from 8:30. I'm just going to show you an example of how I trade my $1 million model, and then we call it a day. Okay, let's go back to the calendar so I can start the calendar. Okay, what did we have? Friday we had the medium impact news at 10 o'clock. So we can trade a silver bullet, but also we can trade the pre-market. Okay, there we go. So we have boom, boom, boom. going into okay, let's do it again. Let's get the opening price. Let's start from 7 o'clock. Sorry guys. Boom. Okay, 7 o'clock is here. We put a vertical line here, and then let's delete this. And then what do you see here? What do you see? I like these bodies here. They are relatively equal. That swing high, relatively equal to that swing high. We did bump it, but it's still fresh. Did we bump it? Yes, we did. Okay. Okay. And then let's check out the hourly charts here. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Boom. Okay. I think this was, we were here on Friday. I want to have the 7 o'clock on Friday. There we go. So there we go. Okay. So I'm going to use this and put a yellow, and then I'm going to sync it in layout so that it can be the same thing on the chart. Now remember, there we go. So when I got there on Friday, we had already had this previous day's high sweep, and this BC here, the big BC at discount after closing bullish above this. I was still kind of leaning bullish because of these highs here. Sorry, I actually like those highs daily above the previous day's high. Okay, so I'm gonna sync this in layer. So I did have a bullish bias on Friday. Don't want to lie, did have a bullish bias, and I like the idea of uh, the bodies of these candles being because you know sometimes you have to do this and see where majority of the volume lies. This is like an advanced you can do this with your wicks. Remove the wicks so you can see the smoothness in price action. You see the fact that this body did not go above that high. These are relatively equal highs. This is where the majority of the volume lies, and it's a draw to me. Even though we have this weak bump, we had this weak bump, these highs here, but if the sentiment is bullish, like how you can see clearly that we are having a bullish shift in market structure, change in the state of delivery, right here when we close bullish and you have this until we break below this low, we are still bullish. And if you have this and we have these highs here above price after taking out this low was also taken out. I was looking at that as my best case terminus, so let's just put terminus and share that terminus, put on the right, sync in layout, so we can also see how far that was. Let's put like a big let's look it up. There we go. So looking at inside this 1 hour, this is where I look for my entry, and I want to see a sweep of sell side after 8:30, and then from there I can, okay, I just made a mistake here. Let's go back to Friday. Now let's go to 8:30 because this is where I sit down to analyze the market, right? Boom, now 8:30 is here. Now 8:30 needs to sweep the pre-market range liquidity. I call it the primary. Okay, this is primary price, right? I sometimes call it the pre-market range. And let's put it up here. And we have relatively equal highs. You can also call it that. So once you sweep this, this is primary sell side, the 929 low here, because that's the lowest low in this range. And then you just wait for a bullish market structure shift. If 930 comes and you can extend the range, 930 was here, So everything becomes pre-market here. So when we took out this sell side, this was primary sell side. If you're not watching this live session, you're missing out. And then let's do this. Forget about the 1 hour. We already have this 1 hour fair value gap. Now we have primary sell side and primary buy side. Once you sweep one side, you target for the other side. That's how the outlook books. Okay, that's how it books. So remember, we have a red fold, a medium impact news at 10, so we can wait for 10 o'clock so that we trade after the medium impact news. We respect the calendar like that. So we had medium impact, and then we wait. Okay, so if you're watching, let's use this. Let's use this. We're already trading. We've already traded and fully traded inside that 1 hour, and we are doing this is like a purge, an accumulation or a smart money reversal being engineered down here below the 1 hour fair value gap. This is like a smart money reversal kind of a situation, yeah, with the original consolidation going on here. And this is the sell side of the curve, and this is the buy side of the curve. We can also remove this so that you have a clean setup. Now when this happens after 9:30 opens here, it takes out what? It takes out the pre-market range sell side, the primary sell side right there. We did not have a change in the state of delivery right here, and then we go one more time, and then one more time again, and then we push. Now 10 o'clock opens and it gives us that confirmation, that displacement to break above this short-term high here, bullish market structure shift, and also we have a change in the state of delivery when we close above the opening price here. When the body closes above that, I like that kind of a confirmation, and then it gives us this BC here. And unfortunately, guys, I was no longer paying attention to Bitcoin because I was already on gold shorts. I think I was no, I was on gold longs. Okay, if you follow me on my Instagram, I did post those longs and how everything and then copy. Now remember, we have the best case terminus up in here, right? So if you were to hold and go long and hold for the best terminus, this was going to be a setup. Going to buy when we re-enter this fair value gap somewhere here, and then put your stop loss and just use the swing low right here, and then hold for your best case terminus. Even if you're holding for this, that's a nice 1 to 8R, but I would have held for a 2R at least. 1 to 2R right there, or just wait till you get like a 1 to 3R. But I don't want to lie, there were trades which had more RR than that. If you waited just inside the 10, between 10 and 11, get your silver bullet entry. That's going to give you an even bigger RR because of the reconfirmed structure. So after we took out this, we traded inside this fair value gap here, we pushed higher, we left the fair value gap. This was an entry, stop loss below here. It was not taken out there. There was a trade that you could have taken. So with that, if you're targeting the same, we can even put it the CE inside the CE here, target the same, then now you're getting a 6R. That's a 7R actually. If you didn't take that, and let's say you took this one here, this fair value gap here, nice. There's a silver bullet entry. If you took this silver bullet here, stop loss is going to be below this swing low. Let's target the same thing. Now you're getting an even 4.38R, and even this one here. This one, put your stop loss below this guy. You can get a nice 2R with just targeting this. And if you target the high there, you are getting a 5R. So these are the different kinds of trades that one could have taken, and I was no longer paying attention. So I missed out on this. And this is a bullish reversal of the $1 million model. Okay, beautiful trades on Friday. And yeah, so I'm never gonna miss these kind of trades again, guys. So yeah, I'm just gonna review only this trade. I'm not gonna review the gold trade. If you want to see that one, you can follow me on Instagram at psychedo_capital. At not trial time. And yeah, you'll see, you'll find me there. So that's it for the day, guys. You can just give me questions. I'm watching. I see 8 people watching. If you've got any questions, guys, let's see the questions before we close. Okay. This was the second stage delivery, which was the most aggressive one. So I don't want to talk about that, but yeah. Any questions, guys, before we close? So we can remove these lines. Can remove these lines. And you can put is any questions, guys? Any questions? Any questions before we close? Okay, guys, this is it for me. I'll see you guys on Discord. Ciao, ciao.